Gimana Bu? Udah boleh dimulai?
Pak Ezra sudah hadir?
Halo, Bu Nora, aku ada suaranya nggak ya?
Standby.
Check audio first, maybe.
Halo?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sahla.
Oh, okay, good.
Indah, can you check your audio first? Hello, Indah?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, Bu Nora, shall we begin? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sahla Yusuf Baisa. I'm a physiotherapy student batch 2020 from Binawan University. It is a wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony in this beautiful day at the Zoom meeting on Friday, October 7th of 2022. In our event, Health Scientific Update, the potential of the motion simulator platform Dance Dance Revolution as a coordination measurement test and exercise intervention to improve neurological conditions. First of all, who has given us guidance, happiness, health, and mercy so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. The Honorable Professor Dr. Insinyur Ilah Saila, MS, as a counselor of Binawan University. The Honorable Mrs. Mia Srimiati, SGZ, MSI, as the Dean of Faculty of Health, Science, and Technology. The Honorable Ms. Nuraini Arshad, SSTFT, MPD, as head of the Physiotherapy Study Program, Binawan University. And in this beautiful moment, I would like to welcome Mr. Ezra Bernardus Wijaya, SSTFT, MSc, PhD candidate, who will be the speaker of our event today. Once again, we thank you for the presence of Mr. and Mrs. lecturers, and welcome to all participants of the event present today. But before we begin this event, let's pray first. Hopefully this event can be useful for all of us, and this event can run smoothly and conducively. Pray based on individual belief. Begin. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, on this special event, we have several agendas. So allow me to read several sequences of our agenda. The first is the opening, which we previously had done together. The second is material presentation from Mr. Ezra. The third is a question and answer session. The fourth is an attendance. And the last is closing. Now, we come to the main point of Health Scientific Update. That is the presentation that will be delivered by Mr. Ezra Bernardus Wijaya, SFT, FT, MSc, a PhD candidate. But before that, I would like to read the CV from Mr. Ezra. Mr. Ezra is an alumnus of Binawan Institute of Health Science and received his master's degree as a Master of Science Biomedical Informatics, Asia University, Taiwan in 2015, and became the PhD candidate in 2017 at Asia University, Taiwan. He is a physiotherapy lecturer at Binawan University from 2020 until now. Before becoming a lecturer, he also worked at Binawan University as a lecturer from 2012 until 2013. In 2015 until 2017, he became lecturer at I3L, Indonesia International Institute of Life Science in Jakarta. In 2010, he worked as a physiotherapist at Lifestyle Chiropractic. In 2012, he became a healthcare practitioner at Accenture Medic. So we can see that he has a lot of experience before becoming a lecturer at Binawan University. On this occasion, Mr. Ezra would like to deliver the Health Scientific Update material. All right. Hello, Sir Ezra. Have you joined us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sir. We would like to know the health scientific updates. So the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Right. So for today discussions, we are talking about the potential of the motion simulator platform. So we know this game as Dance Revolutions as a coordination measurement test and exercise interventions to improve neurological condition. So I myself will be the presenter, but the main researcher for this topic is actually with Dr. Z, which is Dr. Z are a doctor in the sports science. So we are together joining, doing this research to understand much better in order to see what are the latest or the new measurement to test some coordination. So the story behind this research or the project is actually the development of the era 5.0. So we are know that technology have the advances in many sector, and of course 5.0 changed the way we are seeing the world. So in here we call it 5.0, also affecting the health sector, which is touches the virtual world, which means connecting human machine data connectivity, which often known as IoT. So if you heard first time about the Internet of Things, is basically connecting with the machine or the internet, which is the internet collecting our data. Now, moving from here, I'm gonna talk about three different outlines for today's session. So we are going to talk about the research background, why we are doing this or why are we doing this, and then the method how we achieve this goal and our finding what we discovered so far. So this is ongoing research, so this is not finished yet. So for the research background, the story is pretty simple, yet is mostly complex. It starts from the theory of sensory integrations and sensory processings, which is both refer to the process in the brains that allow us to take the signal from our senses, make the senses of those signal and respond appropriately. So this is the concept by Dr. Jane Arias in 1970. So basically, we try to collect informations using the five senses. And then according to those senses, of course, we're gonna respond. So stimulations of sensoric and motoric become our central basis in rehabilitation, especially in neurological condition. Now, moving from here, our latest technology already achieved so much. So this is the example of 3D model and also the camera overlay. So in here, they are trying to see the process. They try to process the information. For example, if you are playing badminton, they try to recreate again into the computations in order to calculate what is the movement pattern, what is the speed, and so on and so on, to create what is the better or the best optimized movement in order to achieve that goal. So another technology also have been developed so far, not only for sports science, is also for the software. So we have a lot of software nowadays, which is collecting a lot of information from the human body. And of course, because we do have the concept and technology, we can create those technology for different types of rehabilitation technique. For example, in here, if you see from the left up, is actually is technology for example, I'm not sure this is for the stroke patients or maybe Parkinson's patients. So instead of the common rehabilitation technique, they are trying to use the game-based technique in order to uh, the patients more engaging in the rehabilitation process. Of course, sometimes we have also like big screen, and also we have in here they have like skeletal structure. This is for the safety mechanisms, is just in case the patient is falling backward, they have security in order to help the patients to keep up straight. Now, different technology also have been used in the rehabilitation. For example, in here they are combining virtual reality with the movement analysis pattern. Actually, in here is they are they are close the environment because only using eyes, and based on what they saw in the virtual reality world, they try to moving based on the challenge inside the video game. Now, this research have been done so far. So in different work, it have been done a lot of works in this kind of research, but it does have several weaknesses. So I took the review paper. This is from Gyansanti. The topic will be in 2020 is about the rehabilitations and the robotics. Are they going together or not? So what you saw before as example, sometimes they're using robotics, sometimes they are not. And we do have a problem. Even though there are a lot of applications for the rehabilitations, still there are needs of innovations. That's according what the paper said, still lack of innovations. And the second part, for the rehabilitation strategy, simple movement does rehabilitated limb. So we are need more complex basically. So those applications not enough basically. I can say that's not enough. And the last one, the reasons why we are doing this research, of course, the passive exercise does not lead to optimal recovery of the affected limbs. So there are problems. Of course, we try to offer a solutions. This is the reasons why we are doing this research. We try to develop rehabilitation strategies, such as how we're gonna create some rehabilitations in physical therapy more motivating, engaging also. And the second reasons, we try to create some kind of trainings that optimize and maximize the functionality of the limb. In here, in our research, we are focused on lower limb. And the last solution we try to offer is we try to create an environment full of motivating stimuli. So we try to answer the problem from the previous research into our research, which is they have three different solutions that we try to come out with an idea. Now in here, if you can take a look at the observations, we can see the solution probably around us. In here, I took the picture from the internet. It's basically or Amazon or any like arcade games locations in the mall. So in here, they already provide some solutions in here, but is video game based. So for example, in here is Palm, and then they have the para dance, and this is same also Palm, and then they have another sensor based movement, and the latest one will be the VR. So if you can understand, all of this equipment and instrument are motion based sensor. It's all similar to what they offer in the hospital for the sport science or sport injury or the rehabilitations using the machine. So all of them are the same, but we don't explore that much. And it's become our objective in this research. We try to develop, first one, we try to develop what is the better rehabilitation technology. Of course, we try to see other new things, and then we try to improve the test accuracy because this is video games, so we cannot compare with the, for example, pathological condition. So we try to compare those score and try to see what is the accuracy if we are using the game for the coordination test. And then we try to answer the previous questions more interactive and also interesting for the coordination exercise, because sometimes coordination exercise is kind of boring. Of course, sometimes I just moving hand like this to this, and then you have to repeat all again and again, so it's kind of boring. So we try to see, is there any solutions to make it interactive and also more interesting. Now our solution is pretty simple. We try to develop the motion simulator platform. This is based on dance revolutions. Now we try to see it as coordination measurement tests, and also try to see these things as exercise interventions to improve neurological condition. So this is only our initial steps. We can check every console of the games, either they have benefit or they don't have benefit. So in here we pick one, dance revolutions, because we want to measure coordination, especially for the lower limb. Now, if you can see this picture in the left side, so probably some of you already realize what is this, and probably some of you already play this game, probably not yet, but it's basically you are stepped on the mattress or on the stage, which is have their own buttons. And if you push that button, for example, according if you do it accurately or correctly, they will record your score. So in here, for the first one, we try to do some comparative analysis. So in here, we try to compare this game with our established standard coordination tests. So in here, we do have the coordination test, standard medical, as well as the sport practice. So the first measurement we can compare with the foot tapping test. This has been used widely for Parkinson's as well as stroke patients. And the second one is the measurement of the lower extremity motor coordination test. Is also standardized for stroke patients as well as Parkinson. And the last one, we are using the agility leather drill test. So this is being used for the sport practice. So there are 3 different coordination tests. 2 of them are for medical practice, 1 of them for the sport science. So our first objective to compare which one is matched if we are using this DDR compared to the standard test. Is it similar or that's completely different? Now for the first 2, we try to see exercise. In here, we are trying to train our participants to play this game. And then this is, for example, game instead of the console that provided by the arcade, for example, in time zone. So we are using the software versions. And also we try to we do documentation for every progress. In here, we store all the informations into our data storage in our PC or laptop, and we try to decoding the score, because the score from the video game sometimes is way too bigger. So we have to decode those score. And in here, there are 2 steps. First step is we try to see the expert analysis. We try to asking different physical therapy, is it good enough or not good enough? And then we do some statistical analysis. So phase 1, to compare this method with another method. Phase 2, we try to see whether a person's get a benefit for improving their coordination. Now that's basically what we're trying to do. Does this exercise increase our coordinations, or this is only just simple again? So we try to investigate those questions. Now, in order to achieve those answers, we have to do several steps. So this is not simple step, but we have a lot of steps. So this is using original proposal, so I don't change into English. And this is our schematic, also based on proposal didn't change, but basically we're gonna collect the information. We're gonna recruit some participants, and then divide it into 2 groups, which is the intervention group as well as the control group. And then we try to take again the test 2 times. The first test for the initial test, the second test for after exercise test. And then the third one, we're still in progress to testing the third one. And after we collect those informations, then we can analyze what are the similarity and what are the differences between groups. And if you see in the left side is actually our schematic operational how we try to collect those information. So we collect 2 tests in the room 1. In the room 2, we collect 1 test, and the third room we collect the dance revolution test. So this is have been done before, like 2 times or 3 times in approximately, and then we are training at least 10 persons to do this exercise, and we're gonna check the result later. Now, this is our documentation for the first test and the second test. This is have been done with our teams. So this is basically we are trying to test the foot tapping test as well as the leg. And this is the example of us doing the dance revolutions test. So we have persons to collect those informations in the left side. So they are they are collecting the score basically. If you see the number in here is basically what we are trying to collect, the number of the score. Okay, so this is the part of the result part. I going to explain this one very fast because they are complex explanations to break it down our result. So our research finding, this is for the univariate analysis. Basically, this is about our participant. The age, the height, the weight, BMI, blood pressure for the systolic, and then blood pressure for diastolic, and then also oxygen saturation, also heart rate. So I will help you to understand this table. So in here, our focus or our major finding for our participants is actually most of our participants are normal, but is almost overweight. So most of the participant is almost overweight by average, of course. And then for the blood pressure, is actually based on the average is all normal, but some of our high blood pressure. And the last one, the heart rate itself, because this is the normal adult, which is the age approximately around 20 years old. So most of them are normal by average, but some of them have highly active heart rate before the measurement. So this is the things that we try to notice using our statistics. So we can contact those persons and we can redo again the test whether this is disease or this is not disease. Okay, basically this is only the subject presentations of our participant. Now for our test variable, remember we test 3 different tests plus 1 dance revolution test. So the first test is foot tapping test, and the second test leg movement coordination test, and also the agility ladder drill test. So each of these tests will produce a number. So we try to record those number and we try to plot those number in SPSS or the statistics software. So let's take a look at the first one. So this is our first result for the foot tapping test. So I will guide you how to read this chart. So in here is most of our respondents in, I gonna say, the normal distribution test. Distribution, so the data is balanced. So most data in here is balanced. So sometimes people have very low score, sometimes have high score, but most of the participants in the middle part. So that's why in here is like in a huge in the middle. So this is normal. This is good data. Okay, for the second test is about the leg movement coordination test. This data, as you can see, not fall in the middle, but they are fall more into the left side. So we said that this is most of our data is skewed to the left side, which is we're gonna say this data is unbalanced, meaning some of our participants have very, very low score compared to the others. And then for the agility ladder drill test, this is quite of unique it means that some of the result has highest frequency. So meaning our participants have the same number, have the same result, but some of them are not the same. So in this case, is quite complicated in order to understand the test result, especially when we compare two different variables. Now, this is the result for dance then revolution. So if you can see the result have various color, so it means that could be good or could be bad. The good things is none of our participants, not only few of our participants have the similar score. So most of them have their own unique score. So have their own uniqueness, we may say. But in terms of statistics, it's quite difficult to calculate the frequency because each persons have different result when they're playing Dance Revolution game. And remember, for this result, it's actually already converting the score number into logarithms too. So we try to normalize the data basically. Yeah, so we can imply this is high variations result. So none of them have the similar result. Okay, for phase one, if I can recall again, phase one, we try to compare the Dance Revolution's platform, compare with the foot tapping test, which is common use in medical conditions. Also, leg movement coordinations test is commonly used in medical conditions. Agility drill ladder test is common use in sports science. So we're gonna compare Dance Revolution platform with this. I will guide you to understand this table. So this table basically show us and conclude to us Dance Revolution's game can be used to measure the leg movement coordinations test, which is have 33% and 36% accuracy. And in here is statistically significant. So it only can predict 33% compared to the leg movement coordination test. So we cannot compare with the foot tapping test as well as agility drill ladder test. So this is the first result of the phase one. So we're gonna wait for the phase two result. Either this kind of exercise can help you with the coordination. Now I have two more slides to close my presentations. So this is our first summary. So this research is the methodological study. The purpose of the research, we try to develop the examination technique as well as the therapy methods. We are using Dance Revolution for here. So okay, this is conclude our my presentations. And this is our teams. I don't have the picture of my team, so I try to put some random picture of the anime. Our presidents of the research. I'll become the chief executive officer, and Sahla become the chief operation officer. And we have a lot of research assistants to help us with the research. So Pak Heru, Pak Bagas, Eko, Dinda, Debbie, Gozul, Ulandari, Indah, and also Aisyah is our research assistant trainee. Okay, so thank you for today, and that's all for my presentations. If you have any questions and concerns, just let me know.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ezra, for such an excellent and informative presentation. So from your presentation, I can conclude that Dance Revolution can be a game that develops rehabilitation technology, improves test accuracy, and can meet the needs of fun and interactive coordination tests. And as a result, the Dance Revolution game can be used as a leg movement coordination test with an accuracy of 33%. And this research is still ongoing. So we are eagerly awaiting further results from this research. Now, we would like to go to the Q&A session. The first question is going to start with the first panelist, which is Ms. Nuraini Arshad, SSTFT MPD. Miss Nora, please turn on your camera and microphone, and then you can ask our speaker.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Sahla. Mr. Ezra, maybe just simple question. In your research, in this research, what kind of novelty, or maybe what will it lead to be in the future? Hello?
Okay, so
Oh yeah.
I will answer directly or just wait for the second panelist.
Yeah, you can answer directly.
Okay. So in here we are in the future, of course, because this is more interactive and this is more engaging with the patients. Like I said before, this is offering from the reviewer by here by Gian Santi, because they have concern, right? For our rehabilitation technique, even in physiotherapy, is very like conservative. For example, in here we can in the future we can offer more motivating and also engaging for the rehabilitation exercise, and also we try to create the environment where the patients or the client is more happy to do the exercise.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Nora, for the
Okay,
great question.
thank you.
All right. So, Miss Nora, is the answer clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
All right. The next question is from the second panelist, Miss Indah Ikamaya, the physiotherapy student from Binawan University. Miss Indah, please turn on your camera and microphone, and then you can ask our speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Salah, for the opportunity. So for Mr. Ezra, it's very amazing and interesting for presentation. So I would like to ask a question. What difficulties did you experience in doing this research?
Okay, there are few difficulties. For example, while we are doing this research, we have to decide what kind of musics to use in order to compare with the coordination tasks, because a lot of musics offered by these games, but we cannot use all those musics because sometimes it's too fast, sometimes it is too difficult, sometimes they have very complex movement. So that's the challenge. So we have to do some like practical analysis in this music and try to minimize the music into 3 instead of 5 or more. So that's the first difficulties. The second difficulties, most of the persons, even the healthy persons like us, the youngest persons, play this game because they are not used to with this game. So we have to readjust again the games, and we have to do more instructions for our participants how to play this game. So there are 2 difficulties. So let me conclude the difficulties. The first difficulty is to choose the musics for the research, and the second one is to train the participants in order to be able to use this console for their data.
Okay. So, thank you to Miss Noraini Arshad and Miss Indah for your questions. Now, we're going to move to the next session, that is documentation. So to the all audience, please turn on your camera so we can get to the documentations. Nah, gue keluar begini. Gue hilang ininya. Mana slide gue? Hilang mana? Sorry. Okay. Now we're good. I'm sorry for... I'm sorry, there's a problem. There's a problem. Okay, right now we are ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So the documentation is already done.
Maybe for the slide 2,
Oh,
we still have 2 slides here, or just 1 slide?
we just have
Just 1 slide.
this one slide.
1 slide. Okay. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay. Finally, we get to the last session in this event, that is closing. As the master of ceremony, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Ezra as our speaker today. Thank you to Professor Dr. Ilah Saila, MS as a Chancellor of Binawan University. Thank you to Mrs. Mia Srimiati as the Dean of Faculty of Health, Science and Technology. Thank you to Ms. Naraini Arshad as the Head of Physiotherapy Study Program, Binawan University. And also I would like to say thank you to our panelists, that are Ms. Nora and Ms. Indah. And last but not least, thank you to all participants who attended today's event. But I would like to remind to all of you to fill the task links, the attendance links, and the evaluations links. Ladies and gentlemen, if in guiding this event I made a mistake or offended someone's here, please forgive me. And at the end, I want to say thank you for joining today's event and see you next time.
Okay, thank you, Sahla. Maybe for a reminder, we have some of form in the chat room, right?
Right, the attendance links
Okay.
and the evaluations links. So for all of you guys, please fill the attendance link.
Okay, thank you, Sahla. Thank you, Mr. Ezra. Thank you, Indah.
Thank you.